This is Colton from High Tides. You are listening to 22S Radio, the next wave of K-Beach. Check us out at 22smedia.com, and to listen to us live, just click the live button.
We are 22S Radio. 22S Radio is 22smedia.com at 88.1 FM, KKJZ HD3, Long Beach, Los Angeles. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your World Broadcasting Tag Team Champions. I'm Ethan, and I am currently alone. Rob has left me to go handle some business, and our Cruiserweight Champion, James, is currently running late. As always, here at Beyond the Ropes, we always have some type of issue, but it's kind of a tradition for us. So, anyways, I'm your host, Ethan. Eventually, I'll be joined by our analyst, James Williams, and our producer on the controls, Rob Flores. But until then, this is Beyond the Ropes. This is our season 7 premiere. This is our first episode of 2020. We've been off the air for about 4 to 6 weeks, I believe, so it's been a while, but we are back, and we're happy to be back. A lot has happened since we were on the air in December, and we're going to get to talking about that very, very soon. But before we get to that, we have our social media, where you can give us a like on Facebook, facebook.com/beyondtheropes. That is facebook.com/beyondtheropes, where we post predictions, we post photos, additional content. Every episode gets uploaded there. We currently have over 100 episodes uploaded to YouTube as well. Just search up Beyond the Ropes on YouTube, or search up Rob Flores or Rob Flores Media, where we film every single episode we have ever done since 2016. So pretty awesome. We also have a Twitter account that we started last year. It is at RealBTR Radio. That is at RealBTR Radio. BTR Radio has 2 R's in it, so make sure you give us a follow. We're slowly but surely building up our audience there, and usually it's me that's tweeting from there, but hopefully we'll get Rob and James on there very soon, and potentially an Instagram page up, hopefully at some point in the near future. You can follow me individually at EthanNB95. You can follow James individually at JHW Reporter, and you can follow Rob individually at Rob Flores Media. And here he is now entering the room, Rob himself, the other half of the World Broadcasting Tag Team Champions, as he's setting up here. A big return happened this past week. I think we're gonna wait for James, because this is too big to talk about without him, and we'll eventually get to that. But another return that happened over the break we were off, John Morrison has returned officially to WWE programming. He came back beginning of January, and has now been teaming up with his former tag team partner, The Miz, and it's exciting. It's great to have him back. He's showing up with some new moves, and he looks great at 40 years old, and he's still doing crazy parkour and all that stuff. But it's really cool to see him back, really cool to have him back. And look forward to him and Miz getting a title opportunity at Super Showdown happening in just a few weeks in very controversial Saudi Arabia shows that they have. But that should be exciting. The New Day will defend those SmackDown Tag Team Champions against Miz and Morrison, and we can expect, for the first time in probably 7 or 8 years, maybe longer, the Dirt Sheet returns this Friday night on SmackDown. I know John Morrison posted a new photo recently of some things that they shot beforehand, so that should be very exciting. Look forward to that. Miz and Morrison, one of my favorite tag teams, and it's great to have them back, and look forward to it. Now, getting back to the Royal Rumble last week, we had some interesting predictions. Rob, who did you predict was going to win the Rumble? Did we
Probably keep it on.
Who was it?
Brock was going to keep it.
Oh, you wanted Brock. That's right. You were suggesting Brock Lesnar was going to retain the title. He entered at number 1, and he actually dominated that Rumble. Jeez, what he eliminated 13 individuals, and so, I mean, the first half of the Rumble was Brock dominated up until the eventual winner, Drew McIntyre, came in and eliminated him, and it was a phenomenal match after that. Drew McIntyre eliminated, I believe, at least 6 guys, if I'm not mistaken. So, a good showing for him. He is now going to face Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania in April. So that's exciting stuff for sure. And looking forward to it. Now, Edge made a big return this past weekend, or I should say the previous weekend, at the Rumble as well. Unexpected, although it was speculated by many people, it was still an emotional night. And we're going to get to talking about that in just a little bit, once our third teammate here gets here. And we're going to take a quick commercial break. But first, once again, follow us on our social media. At RealBTR Radio on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/BeyondTheRopes, where we post videos, predictions, and so much more. And individually at Ethan95, JHW Reporter, and Rob Flores Media on Twitter. And now we're going to take a quick commercial break. But when we return, we're going to get to talking about the big rated R return of Edge.
Able Arts Work is a non-profit organization right here in the city of Long Beach. They believe all people should be treated with dignity and respect regardless of their functional capability. Their mission is to provide lifelong learning and vocational opportunities through creative arts for people of all abilities and ages. To find out more or to get involved with this organization, head on over to www.ableartswork.org.
Got something on your mind?
Talking about your mental health doesn't have to feel weird.
In fact, it's actually quite healthy.
Join us every Wednesday at 10 a.m. on 22 West Radio for Brains Are Sexy Radio, a talk show that explores topics of mental health in the lives of college students.
At Brains Are Sexy Radio, we believe a healthy brain is a sexy brain. So don't keep it bottled up. Be a part of the discussion at Brains Are Sexy Radio.
And we're back on Beyond the Ropes. I'm Ethan. We're not back. There you go. We've been off for a while. We're a little rusty here. We are back live, correct? Just making sure. Good. There we go. Still waiting on James. Very unprofessional of him to show up on our premiere. We like to tease him here. But some breaking news that happened last week that dropped WWE stock. Did you hear about this, Rob?
Leadership change, huh?
That's right. Leadership change indeed. In fact, the co-presidents of WWE were officially replaced or taken off their duties last week. They are currently, I believe they were like in the $60 range for their stock, and now they are currently at $46. So they dropped quite a bit on the stock since last week. There was no reason why there was an immediate removal of those co-presidents, but there is currently an interim president running the show, and it's interesting to see where WWE goes from here. Apparently they were well liked, and there is likely going to be a number of individuals leaving with them. I don't know if that's going to affect the overall status of the company or the status of the actual product itself. So I guess it's a wait and see process. But should be interesting to see in the next couple of weeks, especially with WrestleMania just around the corner. It's weird what's going to happen with that. So, gotta talk about Edge. We've waited long enough. I don't know when James is going to show up. Rob, your initial reaction. You didn't watch the Rumble, correct? But
No.
you know, how did you hear about this first?
Just social media. I've seen the different clips.
And what was your initial reaction?
Spear! Spear! Spear!
It was big. It was, I mean, as we mentioned earlier, Brock dominated the Rumble for the first 13, 14 spots. Then we had Drew come in, and that's kind of when the real Rumble began. And at number 21, you hear the famous "You Think You Know Me" intro, and the Minute Maid Park in Houston erupted, over 42,000 people in attendance, and it was a huge moment. You saw the reactions of a number of individuals, clearly emotional, clearly happy to see the Rated R Superstar back. I've got my beanie on. I brought it out of retirement. It's been in retirement for like the last 9 years, but it's back, and so is Edge. And it was an epic moment for sure. He showed absolutely no ring rust. It's like he literally just took like a week off and came back. He's definitely looking older, but he looks in great shape, so good for him. And we got to see him the next night on Raw, and he said he's looking forward to competing against a number of individuals, and hopefully we'll get to see him around for quite some time. So it's a wait and see process. We'll see how his body holds up, but the good news is he gets to retire on his own terms, and that's always a good thing. You know, you hate to see someone retire due to injury or because of, you know, some other reason out of their own hands, and now he gets to come back and, you know, end it on his terms. Another returnee was Beth Phoenix. Did you see Beth in the Rumble match at all, Rob? No. Yeah, the spouse of Edge, the wife and mother of his children, returned to the ring in a dominant Royal Rumble performance. In fact, she was even bleeding in the back of her head for most of the match. It looked pretty bad, but she continued on, and she was probably the MVP of the women's Rumble match. So it was a fun night for the happy couple, and I'm sure they were excited to both have an awesome Rumble moment. All right, so getting as we get to Royal Rumble, WrestleMania season, we have some injuries to report. In this special injury report, AJ Styles was injured during an interaction with Edge, actually. Did you see that spear?
I saw the way he flipped over.
Yeah, so when Edge came in the Rumble, he laid out a few spears to Dolph Ziggler, Carl Anderson, Drew McIntyre, and then he had a face-off with AJ. They had a little thing for a minute, and then he hit AJ with the spear, which resulted in AJ kind of flipping over and landing really bad on his left shoulder. And you could tell right away he was grabbing it, and the officials kind of checked on him, and he was almost immediately eliminated from the match. I'm assuming he told some people he needed to get out, so he got out. I believe it is a separated shoulder. He's expected to miss probably 4 to 6 weeks only, hopefully. So hopefully he'll be back very soon. It's kind of a wait and see process. So Samoa Joe. Did you hear about Samoa Joe last week? During a match, he did a suicide dive and landed on his head. And he is concussed. He has concussion. It's unfortunate because he just came back from a thumb injury, and he was doing commentary for a number of weeks. So he's only been back in the ring for maybe a month and a half, and now he's got a concussion. What did you say?
Too soon.
Yeah, it's exactly too soon, and this is unfortunate because he's in the middle of a feud with, he's teaming with Kevin Owens, taking on Seth Rollins. I don't know if Seth Rollins was, I believe he was heel, right? By the time we were off the air last year, I don't remember, last season. Well, he turned heel, if we missed it. He's now the Monday Night Messiah, which is absolutely fantastic. Putting out his best work.
I like that meme of the Authors of Pain.
Which meme?
They're leaving behind their old manager. They're like, We don't need you, but you leave the sweater. Leave
No.
the jacket.
Leave
And
the
it's got Seth with
it's-
the leather jacket.
Yeah, it's Seth. No, that's great. I'm really liking this faction. It's Seth Rollins, Authors of Pain, and Buddy Murphy, who is now getting a push. Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy are now the Raw Tag Team Champions as of a few weeks ago, and it's great. I love this. I think it refreshes Seth. It gives AOP and Buddy Murphy an opportunity to shine, especially working with Seth Rollins, who's kind of been the face of Monday Nights for the last 5 years or so. So it's great for them. Getting back to the injury report, Tommaso Ciampa busted his head last week during an interaction with Adam Cole from NXT, and I don't know the seriousness of the injury. I don't think it's that serious. I think he just was cut open a bit, but he seems to be fine, and those two are expected to have a match at NXT TakeOver Portland in the next couple of weeks, so it should be fun. That show's going to be phenomenal. We also have Rhea Ripley defending the NXT Women's Championship against Bianca Belair. Speaking of Belair, she entered number 2 in the Women's Rumble, and she had 8 eliminations, the most, tying with Shayna Baszler, who also had 8 eliminations, and both had a dominant performance in the Women's Rumble match, so that was really exciting for sure. Let's see, what else do we got here? WrestleMania. What are you looking forward to the most? I know we've still got 8 weeks, 10 weeks maybe. We already have one match announced for sure. Brock versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE title. And Charlotte did end up winning the Women's Rumble. She has yet to announce her opponent. And I mean, right now we can predict Edge taking on Randy Orton after what happened last Monday, which we could talk about in a bit in detail.
Ooh.
Do you have any predictions for this Mania?
Yeah. I kind of feel like they should save bringing in Christian if it turns out he also has a miraculous recovery. But something tells me Randy's going to have this thing where he beats him up, just to spice up the Mania rivalry.
I mean, there could be. I don't know if we'll actually see the beatdown if that does happen, because we don't know the severity. Again, if Christian isn't allowed to do any physical activity, they could just be like a backstage thing or something, where it's pre-taped or something.
One more tag run. Titles.
Yeah, I would love to see Christian back in the ring. I mean,
The Outlaws can get belts.
yeah. Oh, that's for sure. I mean, what is they got a 7 title reign, 6 title reign, whatever, against the Usos. Yeah, I think that would be great. I mean, it's crazy to think that the Hardys, the Dudleys, and Edge and Christian could potentially have another match. I don't know if it would be TLC, but considering most of them seem to be healthy and are able to get in the ring, that should be exciting. WrestleMania, I don't know. I mean, who do you see facing The Fiend for the Universal title? I mean, the favorite seems to be Roman. And
that's enough, Roman. No more Roman.
is someone knocking? Come in. Come in. We've been waiting, sir. Sir, we're calling you out on the air. Come in. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the Cruiserweight Champion.
So what happened was, there was traffic.
Well, sir, we've had the schedule for 6 months.
Did we?
Yeah, we did. It's been the same.
Oh, but that's true.
It hasn't changed technically. Well, he's here now, so we could get into the meat of things, because we've kind of just been floating around different ideas for
Okay.
the first 20 minutes. Edge is back.
Oh, I forgot about that. I the whole car ride here, I had a lot of time to think, I was in traffic.
How did you forget about that? That's like the
No,
main,
because
that's the main
I
event
was
there.
thinking, I'm going to talk about Drew McIntyre
We'll talk, we
and
can
all
talk.
that, and I totally forgot about Edge, which is probably the second most important storyline, especially one that involves a Canadian, only because Bret Hart had a little skin cancer issue, but he's okay. Just wanted to make sure you knew that, Ethan.
I
But
knew
yeah,
that.
Edge is back. When I don't know how far you guys have gotten into it.
No, go into
You got
details.
the beanie. You got the beanie on.
Talked about his Rumble return, but
The
you can
Rumble
go ahead and
return.
Give your thoughts.
So I was very pleased, and it reminded me a lot of the Daniel Bryan return, where he had the neck issue as well, or no, he had concussions.
Yeah.
And I feel like they made it a point, like several times, to be like, no, the neck is fine. Like I forget what spots he didn't interact with Brock Lesnar.
No, thankfully.
Which was probably for his benefit. But, there were some good spots in there, good storytelling with him and Randy Orton, obviously, which sets up Monday, that next night. I did think it was kind of interesting, and they kind of teased his promo, and he would end up getting the main event spot on that Monday Night Raw. I think it was great, and it kind of left a little bit of, oh, is he going to say that was it and he's done, or is he going to come back?
It was emotional for sure. I saw a number of people on Twitter.
Did you cry?
No, I didn't.
I didn't cry either.
I didn't, but
it was good
I
though.
wouldn't be surprised.
I
if
got the warm and fuzzies.
Yeah, for sure. That's
Oh yeah.
moments like that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And to me, it was not to take away from Daniel Bryan, but it was definitely a bigger feeling because Daniel Bryan was on television for those.
Right. He never really went away.
Right. Edge went away,
and it was only like 2 years.
Exactly.
Or whatever it was. A year.
And the stories were always Daniel Bryan's trying to find a way to get back.
Right. Yeah, he was the GM. I forgot all about that too.
He was trying to get back.
Right.
He was going to wait out his contract if he had to and go wrestle somewhere else if they didn't let him. So
Edge was 9 years. I mean, there's a lot of these young fans, like little Izzy, the Bailey fan.
Yeah.
She probably doesn't even know who Edge is.
Exactly. I'm sure they did a lot of recapping on Monday to make sure they did a lot of video, so that was good.
All the stuff they could show because it's a PG show now. PG-13.
Well, they can make
it's not rated R
it's
anymore.
rated R Raw.
Well, maybe it is. Well, maybe it is
him.
now. Yeah, I guess so. That's fair. That's fair.
Let's talk about Monday. He came back looking great. I bought myself some red jeans too because he had some red jeans, and I bought myself a shirt.
We need a photo. We need some proof.
I'm gonna come to the show with it.
Okay. Awesome.
Probably not, but I'll take.
Wait,
a photo.
no.
I'll take a
no.
photo.
All right.
At least.
Cool.
I should have worn. I got an Undisputed Era armband
Of course.
for Christmas.
Why aren't they like? They're not all champions anymore.
You know what? We're not gonna talk about that.
Oh
then.
yeah, we are actually.
I'm in mourning.
There's actually a lot of stuff we got to talk about, and I'm glad I guess I brought that up.
Back to Edge and Orton. He came out. He said, I hope everyone joins me in this journey. I don't know how long it's gonna last.
Which was very honest, and I like that.
Which is true. You don't.
Because you could.
The good news is
Yeah.
he did said ideally he's gonna end his career on his terms.
Right.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
And he did say, he felt good over the last few years. He got a second neck surgery. Got in the best shape at 46 years old. Looks great for 46 years old.
I heard that, yeah. And then, too, I think he got a 3-year contract.
And he's making...
$3 million a year,
I think so. That's a good money. And
that's a little bit... I mean, I'd come back. He's
He's not working full-time either. So
no, he's not. Yeah. Oh, I mean, he's already been written off TV for
the next month,
for
probably.
the next month or whatever, which is cool. I mean, he don't got to do the Saudi Arabia show and all that. I think they need to be very careful and just kind of pick his spots, not have him come back and almost kind of like Daniel Bryan in a way. It was good for a moment, and then he's mid-card.
Well,
no, not mid-card,
he
but...
was just competing for the title, so...
Yeah, but...
He's fine. I think he's fine.
That was a short program, though. I think.
For like 2 months.
Oh, yeah.
For like 2.5, 3 months. I don't know what's going to happen next, but he's fine.
Well, he's having
putting
a baby.
on good matches.
He's having a baby, too.
Apparently, he's going to be an uncle, too.
Yeah, at the same time. A double whammy.
That's
That kind of... Yeah, that was kind of weird.
It's kind of weird.
I'm not going to talk about it because it's weird. I'm a twin, too, but that never crossed my mind. So, anyways.
Edge.
There's so much stuff.
Continuing about Edge, we keep going on
Yeah,
talking,
yeah.
but there's so much to discuss.
Well, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm supposed to drive it off the rails.
That's what you're exactly. That's what you're here.
Can I bring up what I thought was going to happen in that segment? Or,
Yes,
Or you
go
want to
ahead.
talk about the segment first?
Okay, I'll talk
Randy
about
Orton
it.
comes out.
Randy Orton comes out, welcomes him back. He, they talk about traveling together and how Edge got him out of the hole that Randy got himself in, when he was younger.
Oh, yeah.
This very self-destructive personality.
Yep.
They hugged, and he said, "How about reuniting Rated RKO one more time?" You got the crowd popping, cheering.
Yeah.
Edge kind of does a look around, he turns back around. Randy does a shrug, and then RKO out of nowhere.
I mean, well,
It wasn't that. out
first of
nowhere,
all,
but
I mean, that part was almost kind of a given, mainly
almost.
because one, it's Randy Orton. Two, you threw the Randy Orton's the one who's supposed to do the dastardly deed, and then Edge got the best of him in the Rumble, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah,
Yes, correct.
he threw him out.
Yeah, smart.
and so I'm surprised they even hugged.
Well, it's a Rumble. I mean,
Yes,
and
and no.
Orton was gonna take him out first, so it could have been.
Yeah, well,
like
Randy was
it
going to
was
get
a
him
friendly
either
thing.
way. Yeah.
I would not have been surprised if they did RKO reunion first, and then done the WrestleMania match.
I kind of thought that too, but I think it does really play up to
But it was good.
Edge's first match is probably going to be WrestleMania.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
And it's against an opponent he's familiar with, someone he's traveled with, has chemistry with. You're not going to
History.
put him in with a Roman Reigns. Not that Roman Reigns is bad. He hasn't wrestled with Roman Reigns.
Right, you need to put him in with someone that he knows.
Right.
He's familiar with, has chemistry, as you mentioned, has a
Right.
history with.
Yeah.
There's a lot of history with them.
Oh, yeah.
They faced each other, they teamed with each
They
other.
grew up, they grew
They
together
grew up
in the business, more or less.
And they're clearly very good friends, I'm
Yeah.
sure. So,
And I like their interactions even during the match. Like, you kind of
In
almost
the
forgot.
Rumble-
You kind of almost forgot there was a match going on.
in the Rumble, they had a moment.
I feel like they had a few moments. To,
Well,
like,
teaming,
well, yeah,
actually,
right.
but then after they stood in the ring, right in the middle of the ring, there was no one else.
The thing I liked about
They
it,
were talking for like a minute.
is it didn't feel forced either. Like, it just kind of felt like,
That's the chemistry.
I haven't seen you in 5 years, and then you're like, oh, hey, what are you, they were just in the mall or something.
Exactly.
Like, ran into each other at the mall. Like, oh, hey, what are you doing here?
It's a moment.
So
What did you think was going to happen?
well, once Randy Orton did the RKO and everything else, and then he's
Did the concerto?
laying on a chair like it's a pillow, I thought Christian was going to come out. I kind of thought it might have been. I didn't think they were going to rush Christian out right now.
It could. I mean,
But he could.
Rob mentioned potentially Christian getting involved in this feud, but I don't know how physical Christian could get, if he could at all.
I would think Christian would, but I think it's too early. I think that's like
They could.
Edge's third feud. That's an option.
When the tag team
It's a
Yeah,
WrestleMania
giving
feud,
up
though.
Edge.
Yeah, but yeah, and I don't know what is Christian's deal. I know he's on the backstage. Oh, the concussion.
I think so. I don't know how, if he were to do like a Daniel Bryan type thing,
Right.
if he could get back in the ring. I don't know if, even without that recovery, if he
Yeah.
could or not. I just don't know
But
the
even
situation.
then, I think that's a. This
He
is
said-
Edge's moment. This is Edge's kind of deal thing.
Sure.
And when Vince is completely gone.
What happened?
When Vince is completely
Oh.
gone.
They won't let anyone go back unless they're 100% good.
Yeah. For
They're
sure.
not. They're not,
They don't
not
need-
messing with concussions or anything.
Yo,
especially.
no, especially not right now.
we talked about Samoa Joe. I mean, he got a concussion last week.
Oh
Have you heard of
yeah. Oh, when they took him. Wait, did they take him to
They
the
took
back?
him to the back, and
Because he looked a lot like, I think he got tossed out in the back.
he
was in
did a
the-
suicide dive and he landed.
That's right.
It looked like he got his arms, but I guess he must have hit his head at some
It looked
point.
clean, but I think he might have hit his head on the barricade or something.
Something,
Something.
and he is concussed. Unfortunately, he just came back from
That's
a
the
thumb
thing
injury.
with Joe.
Injury prone at this point. I mean,
And you said it, I mean, Joe's listening.
I hope not.
I mean, I hope Joe's listening, but I hope he's also not injury prone.
At this point, I mean,
I
it's
don't
like
know
his third or
about
fourth
Joe.
injury on the main roster in the last 2 years.
It's not even that. It's like he's just not going to get the title at this point. And I thought him coming back this time
There was momentum
was
here.
going to kind of be it. Because he was going with Rollins, right?
He and KO were feuding against Rollins,
Yeah.
and there was some heat, some momentum in there.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate for sure.
See.
But I think we're gonna head into a quick commercial break in a little bit, in a matter of moments. So when we return, we're gonna talk about more that we've missed over the last 6 or 8 weeks that we've been gone.
There's been a lot of stuff.
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
trying to remember it all.
So we'll be right back right here on Beyond the ropes. The first like
Yeah.
10
And
minutes
we're
was
Brains Are
rough,
Sexy
'cause he
Radio.
went to the
And you are
restroom.
listening to
22
Hopefully not right there.
Radio.
Huh?
I said, hopefully not
No,
right
he
there.
went. He went and left me. I'm like, what am I supposed to talk about? I didn't know.
Oh. Yeah, my bad. I was selling something on eBay.
What's going on? What are you doing every Monday
and it was my
Friday from
first
12 to 1
time,
p.m.?
so I had to make sure I hit the little shipping date.
The BPM Beats One
It was 2-day shipping, and so I had to go turn it.
That's why I can't do those things. It'll stress me out trying to figure out
It
how to
kind
do
of was, and then I'm like, I don't know what package to use. The normal package I would use to send my brother's stuff is like way too big for what it was. I was like I said, I was in traffic. I didn't get a chance to stretch. My voice is good though. I was singing my lungs out in the car. You should have heard me.
Oh, that's good.
That was
all right,
great.
what else should we discuss? We're gonna do the Edge theme song at the end.
Well,
Save
you
that.
just spoiled that.
That's fine. At this show, I mean,
Yeah,
we've
that's fine.
spoiled
I'm just
everything.
kidding. Have you guys talked about Drew McIntyre?
No, we briefly talked about it. Go ahead. What do you got to say about Drew? What an organic push.
I mean,
How about that?
yeah, I mean, they put the rocket on his back, so he better win at WrestleMania. They put him in there with Lesnar. First
he
of all,
will.
a lot of people were very upset with the way that Brock Lesnar thing was. I knew he wasn't going to win it. It was just too obvious.
I was upset until that happened. I'm like, okay,
But did you honestly think he was going to win?
No,
You're not going to run through 30 guys.
no, I knew that wasn't gonna happen.
I think some of the first 10 guys he ran through, I was kind of like,
just seemed like-
I just wish he didn't run through some of the guys he did.
Exactly. I
Because
mean,
was MVP, I think, was one of them.
MVP came back for 2
Came
nights.
back, had another match the next night, and then he said that was it.
Yeah, that
So,
was random.
I mean, that's cool though. I
Oh,
get
good
it.
for him.
It was good to see MVP back.
Shinsuke.
Yeah, he
was an Intercontinental champion.
I was telling my sister's boyfriend he was there, and I guess he was kind of familiar with wrestling from maybe way back in the day. So I was explaining it to him. Yeah, Brock, they're just making Brock look good, yada yada. But here's the Shinsuke right here. He don't look tough, but he'll kick your kneecap off, and he tosses him out. And
John
I'm
Morrison
like, yo,
just came
John
back.
Morrison too. Waiting for a high spot. Don't even think we got a high spot.
No. Yeah, he got thrown out the. That was a high spot. I was like, what?
Kofi comes in. I'm like,
people
all
were
right.
chanting for Kofi.
I was like,
They
I
wanted-
said Kofi's the guy because I said the only way the only way they're gonna slow Brock's momentum down is if you get more than one guy in the ring. Brock tossed out the first 3 or 4 guys before the other guy even got in. It was something I do in video games all the time. You got to throw the other guy out before the other guy comes in. They started adding up. You get Kofi in there. I think Kofi was the first one to kind of stay in there.
Mysterio came out.
Rey Mysterio came in. The guys he had
Big
some
E.
beef with. Big E came in, and I
Boom.
said, "Oh, here it goes.
3
This
on
is
1.
it, right?"
What happens?
They all hit their
finish.
finishers. It looks great, and he cleared them all out.
Keith Lee comes up.
Keith Lee comes out, and I'm thinking, this is it. This is
Should have been
business.
Matt Riddle, but
This is business right here. And what happened? I think did they
Braun
touch?
Strowman then came out.
And then Braun, because then they had some big boys in there, right? And I'm like, all right.
He eliminates both of them.
And he
at the same
eliminates
time.
both of them. And you know what? I don't even remember the interaction between Brock and Keith Lee, but I do remember, yeah.
Keith got a couple moves in. Got a couple.
I was expecting more from it is not Keith Lee's fault,
No.
but I was expecting a better showing. But I think it worked out. You had they followed up with their Ricochet spot from the Monday,
Raw, which
and
good
I
storytelling.
appreciated that, yeah. And then
Payback and then Claymore.
and then Drew
Taking
Drew takes him out, and I thought that sets it up. I mean, it was obvious he didn't have to come out the next night and announce it. It was very obvious that that's where they were gonna go.
He didn't even need to win the Rumble to make it
No,
obvious.
no.
But I mean, it was
no,
good
yeah.
that
I
he
mean, if a SmackDown guy would have won, then yeah,
It's
I
gonna
mean,
be Roman Reigns, truthfully.
yeah, but no, I thought it was great. I kind of thought they were gonna have Edge win it just because he was
Yeah.
what 3
He was the final 3.
with.
Reigns and McIntyre.
Oh, they did have Reigns in there.
I told you.
Yeah.
He was the other-
I mean,
apparently Drew didn't find out till the night of, so clearly they had other plans.
oh, brother, we all knew. Drew, you didn't know?
Well,
He knew.
Reigns was Reigns was number 1 pick. He's gonna face the Fiend at Mania. That's not confirmed. That's gonna happen though.
Didn't they just do that?
No, they haven't.
Wasn't that the Fiend's first
No, it was Rollins.
feud
It was Balor and
with the
Rollins.
with the daughter and all that, or was that just regular old Bray Wyatt?
Well, that was regular Bray. It wasn't Fiend.
That's still too. That was not long ago.
That was like 3 years ago.
Oh. It all runs together sometimes.
Well,
But
yeah.
Yes, you can. I mean, yeah. Who else are you gonna put him
Who
in? I
else are
mean,
you
you
gonna
gotta
put him
have
in?
someone better. Someone.
Who's gonna beat the Fiend? It's gonna be Rome.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think he should beat him though.
Probably shouldn't, but he's gotta lose eventually. Who's gonna beat him?
Yeah.
Brock? Yeah, that's not a good idea.
No, not Brock, but
He already beat Seth.
Keith Lee. Damn it! I wanted to be Keith Lee.
Nah, no. Keith Lee's
You know
fine.
what? It's just, as an African American male, I just think it's very important that anytime there is an African American wrestler striving, we gotta elevate them and push them as much as we can.
It's Black History Month.
It is Black History Month. Happy Black History Month to both of you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I mean, Keith Lee did win the title, North American title, so there's your push right there if you want it.
But we want the World Championship.
Look, be happy he beat one of the Undisputed Era members.
Oh, I should
that's like
be
the,
happy.
That's the biggest
Okay.
push that anyone
You know
could
what?
ever get.
I don't even remember who the NA champion was from Undisputed. Oh, it was Roderick Strong.
How dare you disrespect Roderick?
Yeah.
That's,
Oh, Roderick Strong. Nah, that's cool. I mean,
it was a good match.
that match was played up well. I actually didn't get a chance to watch it.
was
I don't
good.
know what I was doing, but
NXT just putting on shows. So
that's what they say. But then the ratings don't. Say
I don't
that.
know, AEW.
Can we get into some of that a little bit? I heard.
I haven't been watching in like 6 weeks.
I mean, I
Go ahead.
haven't had a chance to watch it. But,
Go ahead. What do you want to bring up?
What I heard.
I just follow Marco
Is-
Stunt. That's it.
Yeah, it's not AEW's winning the ratings,
But they're not.
but so I don't know if you heard this,
don't know
but
if
I
they're
guess
doing
the WWE let go of two of their like top president
they
boss
let
people.
go of the president. Yeah, well, Rob and I were discussing.
There's
it.
two,
They're co-presidents.
and they're both gone, and they've been there forever.
Mhm.
And then there's
Their
concern that
stock
they're
went down.
and they're concerned they're losing money, but at the same time, I'm like,
I don't know why the reason. They didn't give a reason.
it doesn't matter. They're gonna go to Saudi Arabia next week, and they'll be in the green, but it don't matter.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know.
No, but
why- I don't know why that happened. It just came out of nowhere.
Well, because they're supposed to have some financial meeting thing where they
Is
announce
that
the
why?
number. Some, I think. So they're just kind of putting it together.
Yeah, I guess.
But like their quarterly.
Yeah, their earnings.
But I mean, how much can you really lose? Like, it is not going to hurt Vince McMahon. He's not going to lose sleep.
No, I don't know.
He probably was just looking for a reason to fire those two. To be honest.
I mean, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Honestly.
But so I think it's interesting. And then the other thing, and this was all brought up by Good Mike Work on YouTube. That he kind of got my brain going with some of this, and so he made up a good point. He made a good point too about the network. Are they gonna, during these quarterly numbers, what a number are they gonna announce for subscribers on the network? Is it gonna be low? Did that take a dip because now NXT is not exclusive to the network and
That's
being
right.
watched on USA Today? Are they going to be under that million subscribers or
Well, you've got
whatever-
the pay-per-views and the special events. They just had the Rumble.
That's true.
Mania's around the corner, so you're gonna want the subscription for that.
That's true. I mean, there's no reason why you wouldn't, but when you do lose exclusive content like that, and I heard, and this is what Good Mike Work said, his name's Greg Morgan, I should just call him Greg, is that that NXT is pretty much being put on USA Today for free.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, did you hear a massive deal that said, you know what I mean? It was just,
Oh.
they just kind of...
They're getting a bit lower, yeah.
It just kind of got thrown, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well-
whether it is really free or not, but it's being
Yeah, I know what you mean.
USA is benefiting
Yes, for sure.
from it as well.
Yeah.
So,
It was mainly to compete with AEW.
well, yeah, that's what it totally was. But
Um,
I mean, are they gonna stop trying at some point?
I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, well, the thing with the subscription as well is you still got the takeovers. You got the
Yeah, I mean,
pay-per-view.
there's
you got
still enough.
24, you've got the Worlds Collide that they just had. They've got a number of documentaries. that they
Speaking
did.
of the network, real quick, what I've been watching on there is the I forget what the series is called, but they had the first one with Kane, The Undertaker, and Shawn Michaels, where they all went to detail. And again, it was another
The
opportunity.
Stone Cold?
Not those.
I
Not
saw
the,
the first one, I think.
not the
Stone Cold.
podcast, but this was just explain the Hell in the Cell match.
Oh, I forget what
I forget what the series is called, but it was
another.
another opportunity where the Undertaker was speaking normal. He wasn't. They didn't have him on camera. He was on the phone. It was really interesting, and there's a few other ones. There was an Untold, and there was an Eddie Guerrero one that I was kind of in the middle of. I don't think I finished it, but
Yeah, I'm gonna deep dive into some of that. I've fallen behind on the
yeah,
content.
some of the content that I
saw
haven't.
the
but-
John Morrison Chronicle
I haven't watched that one yet, but I know
Pretty
that's
good.
probably a good one. And it's kind of interesting now when you think about it. All the people from that era, like
The
who are coming back,
2010s are
yeah,
back.
well, yeah, the MVP, but just even like the people like who have recently come back, who all have had interactions with each other, and they're probably very carefully like maneuvering so none of them see each other.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Hardy and Edge, Matt Hardy and Lita, Lita and
They're
Edge,
friendly.
John Morrison and Melina.
Lena's not there.
She was there. Like,
Was she supposed to be in the Rumble? I thought I heard.
I don't. Maybe.
But I think Victoria was another name that was supposed to be in the
know
Rumble,
what?
and that didn't happen.
Yeah, they're just gonna keep disrespecting Victoria.
I don't know what happened. That's what I heard. I think Melina and I'd heard that those were the two rumored. I don't know what.
And that would have been great.
We got Santina instead.
That was great. I stepped out of the
loved
room.
it.
I stepped out of the room.
People
I came,
hated it, but I loved it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
It's
not
like-
gonna get into it. Everyone's gonna have an opinion. Whatever.
But I thought it was great.
I thought it was great. I stepped out of the room. I come back in. Santina's in the ring, and my dad's yelling, "That looks like a man. That looks like a man." I said, "Dad, that is a man."
I love the theme song.
I said, "You know that." It took my dad a minute to realize who it was, and then he was gonna do the Cobra on Natty.
That's Santino's sister, all right?
And yeah, right. Sent on Natty and Beth,
Great return.
both who he's had chemistry with, or at least with Beth.
He had history with Beth.
And then so they both kind of like mad dog him, and he cobras himself, and he tosses himself out. I thought that was great, and it almost to me
It
kind
was
of
a fun spot.
It was a little fun spot, and I guess maybe just because it involves a snake, it kind of was a nice little maybe indirect tribute to Kobe Bryant, who died that same day.
That's right, tragic.
Rest in peace, Kobe.
We've had
It's been a crazy week for me.
It's been a crazy month.
It has been a
It's
crazy
January.
month. Yeah.
We got a virus going around here. None of you, don't touch me. None
Yeah.
Of you.
Well, I mean, I've been in China. So.
Well, there's
Well,
two
actually,
cases in the States, in California. There's 2 cases in the States.
If
so-
we can go off topic, I mean, we're already going off topic.
Go ahead.
But you probably don't want to touch me because it was supposed to be, they were supposed to drop off the plane. That plane was supposed to land at the Ontario airport.
Right.
And then instead they moved it to March Air Base in Moreno Valley, which is literally like 2 miles from my house.
Okay. Well, I was sick like just 2 weeks ago for like a week. I'm recovered. I'm good now. But I've been hand sanitizing every chance I get. So
No.
we're just gonna not.
So I'm just
interact.
putting it out here while we're all kind of in this little room is that
We're all
they
gonna
kinda
get
close.
sick.
Yeah.
I'm joking. We're fine. We're all good.
We're all fine.
I
for
think
now.
we're all good.
That's
We'll
what
find out. Getting back to wrestling. Anything else we've missed? We've got, what, 10 minutes left, maybe? Less. Rob, I don't know. Are we going to...
The Jericho Cruise. Heard about the Jericho Cruise. I think you retweeted something that wasn't... Is Marco Singer?
Yes, he is now going to have his own show at the next Jericho Cruise, which has already been announced.
So I didn't watch it, but
There's a little
was he
video.
good?
Oh, he's a great singer.
Was this known before?
Yeah, I think he's posted some like videos, and he's done karaoke where... I think his brother, too, is a great singer. So, I don't know. He's going to have his own little show on the Jericho Cruise next week.
You're gonna make little jokes now, huh?
No, that wasn't it. I'm making direct jokes.
He's gonna have his little show.
Well, it is going to be a little show. I don't know how big it is going to be.
You're too much. You're too much. But going back to the women's battle royal, who won?
Rumble? The Queen, Charlotte, of course.
Oh yeah. Oh, actually, let's get into some transactions and some suspensions.
Andrade. What has he been doing?
He's written off TV very nicely with an injury as he gets slapped with the 30-day, I believe, for something.
And he gets to keep his U.S. title for some reason.
Yes, and it's
He
probably
gets a
because
vacation.
probably because he's dating Charlotte.
Yeah, that's what my mom called me. We were talking, and she's like, why does he get to keep the title?
She called you and told you that?
Well, we were talking about something else, and we talked about that, and she's
That's
like,
cool.
of course he gets to keep the title, because he's dating Charlotte.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, well, they're engaged now, aren't they? I think they're
That's
engaged.
right.
Yeah. Things move fast
Forgot
on
about
that.
that,
So you have that. I think someone else got slapped with a violation, but I also heard that the Revival put in
They requested the
notice
release again, and they were rejected, so they're going to have to wait out their contracts till April and June.
And they're definitely going to AEW.
They're definitely going over there. That's been confirmed by us.
Yeah,
'Cause
right here, yeah. We
right here, exclusive to Beyond the Ropes. and no one else has been talking about it for months. No, it's just us.
Yep, just
someone
us.
expected to make their debut is Luke Harper.
That's right. Now it's kind of quick. I guess there was no compete.
No,
Or were they released
It's
him?
been 90 days almost. It's almost there.
Since they released him?
I think he's been waiting.
Oh.
It's
Who
been
else
since
got
November.
Who else got released? I don't think there was really anybody again.
Sin Cara, who appeared on AAA television the week he got released. So
Oh yeah.
he
Oh
just-
my God. R.I.P.
La Parka.
Other La Parka. Sorry,
It's the second one.
I don't
It's the second
know
La Parka.
the other.
It's not the real one.
You know what?
It's not the. He was La Parka. He is
So,
a real La Parka.
to be
Don't
fair,
disrespect him.
I felt bad because I said, "Oh my God," and I'm not trying to make fun
I
of the
know,
whole situation,
everyone got
but I was like,
confused.
"Oh my God, La Parka is dead,"
And then you said.
and then I said, "Oh,
You tweeted this out.
did I?"
I'm like,
Oh, but it's not the WCW La Parka.
I'm like, oh,
So-
God, you're killing me.
I don't know. I have no
And-
connections to the other guy. I'm
The
sorry.
original La Parka from WCW is now LA Park.
Yeah, I had to
Yes.
Google it, look it up, and everything.
Yeah, I know it's it's pretty confusing, but he lost the rights,
Oh, my
and
God.
they found a new La Parka who has been carrying on for the last 15 years.
Yeah, long
Which
enough.
one's the dead one?
Right. The one that wasn't in
The
WCW.
second one, the second La Parka has passed away,
So the
No
one,
one says.
how are you familiar with La Parka?
and he
He's a skeleton dude.
From where do you
WCW.
where did you watch it? WCW.
WCW was.
WCW may have a video game.
Okay,
That's
so
right.
not that La Parka.
I have that one.
That La Parka is not dead. Mayhem was great.
Oh.
He's LA Park now.
Yeah,
Does
But
this
the-
mean who owns it now?
No,
it's a AAA property. I
He
think.
did
Oh.
say he did tweet out he wasn't gonna go back to La Parka.
So okay,
He's gonna stay LA.
because I kind of was trying to look for that. What did he say about just the whole thing?
I think
did
there
he
was
know the guy? or-
there was some type of interview. He's like, out of respect, I'm not gonna go back to
Yeah.
La Parka. He's gonna stay LA
So he's
Park.
L and then dot A? Or
No, it's just LA Park.
can I still say lie?
It's LA.
Well, that's up. Yeah, it's up
I
for
don't know.
whoever
You
wants
say
to.
it however.
But no, but
It was tragic. It was during a match.
I guess he like really got hurt.
He hit his head into a barricade during
Yeah.
a suicide dive.
And it wasn't like sudden. It was like a
he died,
lingering.
he died like almost 2 months after
Yeah.
the injury. He was hospitalized and tragically died. So our condolences to him. Our condolences to Rocky Johnson.
Oh my God, yeah.
And
It's,
his
and
family.
yeah, it
His
has been
family.
it's been a rough January. That's right.
Yeah. So obviously the father of The Rock. I'm sure that was tough on him.
It had to have been tough. I think he took him a day or two to come out with the tribute or
Yeah,
something. I'm
for
not. I
sure.
think him and his dad kind of. I think their relationship has always kind of been a little.
Well, I
Not
remember
off,
like
but I
a
think
year
it's
ago
just-
he bought him a new truck. Or
Their
that was-
relationship is great. No,
that was like a year ago, I think.
but I think there was some point during the career maybe.
I'm sure.
'Cause
I
it's
don't know
not
how
like-
close they were, but
Yeah, but
clearly, I mean, he still had a relationship with them, and obviously
Right.
he was very hurt by the loss. As you can
Oh
tell
yeah,
by the,
yeah.
by
And
the
I
post.
I think a lot of people do forget though. Like he was a historic wrestler. Like he
the first
did a lot.
African American tag team champion
Mhm.
with
Tony
Atlas
Atlas, yeah.
in the 80s, and obviously he helped train his son, and The Rock became a big thing. So
Yeah. So that
been a rough couple days.
Just end right now, I guess.
Okay.
We'll find
Because
out.
management, I gotta like.
Okay, we're gonna end right now.
We'll find out.
If you hear us in about 5 minutes, then you know we'll be back. If you don't, then until next week.
Then we're gonna have a no disqualification match in the parking lot. And
I do have a little bit of breaking news though, in case we don't come back.
What is your breaking news?
BTR Lightning. I talked about
Oh,
it
yes.
last season.
Yes.
This Friday, episode 1 is coming out
Okay.
on social media.
And what are you gonna talk about?
I'm gonna discuss.
Do I need to do something?
No, you guys.
Oh, okay.
I got it.
Okay.
I'll ask you guys.
Okay,
if I
you'll
need
let
it.
me know. Okay.
I'll let
All
you
right,
guys
sounds
know if
good.
I need
He's
you
gonna
guys to
wear Bret
contribute.
Hart merch during the
I'm
show.
gonna.
I hope so. I'm gonna buy him a shirt.
I'm turning heel on you guys. I'm gonna go solo here.
All right, that's fine.
No, we'll figure
Can
it
we
out.
make a bet?
Go ahead.
What do you want to bet?
What are we betting?
Oh, well,
What's-
I don't know what we're gonna bet yet, but I am gonna buy a Bret Hart shirt just because Rob brought this up right now.
Oh,
and
oh,
if
it's
you
a
lose,
tease.
yes, well, if you lose the bet, you're gonna wear the shirt.
Okay.
But I don't know what we're gonna bet on.
We'll figure it out.
I'm gonna have my own show called
Thunder?
Thunder.
Lightning.
BTR Spark, and I'm gonna
Spark.
discuss this deal on my show.
Yeah.
Will
that's gonna
Hardcore Harley
end
be
well.
there?
We are 22S Radio. 22S Radio is 22smedia.com and 88.1 FM KKJZ HD3 Long Beach, Los Angeles.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and now we're broadcasting tag team champions of the world and a cruiserweight champion.
I'm Ethan.
I'm James.
All right.
And this is episode 103
B.
of Beyond the Ropes. We are BTR Pro Wrestling Talk, the premier pro wrestling radio talk in Long Beach, at least. I mean,
At the very least.
at the very least, right?
Yeah.
I don't think there's another.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're back for our second hour tonight. We took a little bit of a break. We had a bumpy start in the first hour, but I think this is good. We got it
Well,
back.
yeah, I got a chance to stretch, and take a lap. So I'm ready.
So we're back. Follow us on our social media.
Uh-huh.
Real BTR Radio on Twitter. That's Real BTR Radio. BTR Radio has 2 hours. We have 11 followers now.
2 hours. Okay.
Our most popular tweet was yesterday. Did you see it?
No.
It was a meme.
I don't think so.
It was a football meme. It was
I
Bill
missed
Belichick
it.
cashing in the Money in the Bank briefcase, making it a triple threat match.
With,
120 plus likes.
Oh damn.
I know. 23 retweets.
Why didn't you
but-
tell me? I mean, I
Retweet it.
don't know what I
Retweet
could
it
have
now.
done, but yeah.
Retweet it now. There you go.
You know what you're
Anyways,
holding out.
our most successful tweet. Go give us a follow because we only have 11 followers. I'm tired of talking to no one.
And we're funny.
We're hilarious on social
We
media.
think we're funny.
I'm hilarious. I don't know about you. Anyways, I'm your host, Ethan, once again. As always, joined alongside. To my left is our analyst, James. James, it's been a while, but how
Yes.
have you been? We didn't ask you. How are you?
I've been good. I got a Happy New Year. And
It's too late for
Merry
Happy New Year. I'm going to pull Larry David on you.
Okay.
3 days is enough.
That's fair.
that-
January was rough.
After that, you got to...
January was rough. I've been fine. If you guys don't know, I'm a journalist for the Southern California News Group, and so I've been doing a lot of stuff, especially with the passing or the death of Kobe Bryant and the 8 others involved in that California helicopter crash. Very sad event. Been dealing with a lot of that stuff as far as covering it. Went out to the memorial the day of the Lakers' first game on Friday.
Saw that.
Got a chance to talk to some people. Very eye-opening experience to see what an athlete can mean to someone, and obviously wrestling is no different in that regard in the impact that it can have on someone's life. So
Absolutely, and we're going to be talking a little bit more about one of our favorite athletes and WWE superstars, Edge, in a little bit. I think we're going to talk about maybe some of our favorite moments. Going to throw that, so think about it. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Rob, our producer, is right here. How are you doing? He's not on camera right now. How are you doing, Rob?
Okay.
Been doing well? Yeah.
Yeah.
Been
living your best life.
well.
Living your life. There you go.
He's living his life. It's been a rough January for all of us, I think.
It sure.
We've got viruses, fires, deaths.
Loss of La Parca and Rocky Johnson.
Yeah, it's been a rough start to the year, but
And
this decade, I think it's going to get better for us.
We'll see.
Hopefully.
It has to.
Let's keep that positive mindset. All right.
There you go. That Mamba mentality.
Absolutely. Edge. I don't know. I'm
Edge,
just going to
Edge
talk
is
about him
back.
now. We
Okay.
talked about him a little bit in the first hour. Favorite moments. You guys have some favorite moments of Edge that stick out to you? I mean, there's some obvious ones. We can't, forget the first cash-in. He cashed in
The
on
first
John Cena
yeah.
at New Year's Revolution.
That's right. And that was to win. That was his first career world title.
Career WWE Championship.
That pushed
he cashed
him,
it in
yeah.
against John Cena successfully, and it led to a Rated R Superstar beginning. Really, I mean, he was already kind of a Rated R Superstar, but that
Would you say
was the
that
kickoff.
pushed him into the main event?
Yes, that was it.
Because he wasn't really contending for titles and stuff, right?
At that point, he had just won the Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
So
But he was never like a
He
number
was-
one contender or
he was
anything.
floating around, I
Yeah.
think, but he's never been in that main event spot. So in 2006, in January,
Against John Cena, no one's never. You're thinking there's no way.
well, after the Elimination Chamber match, Cena had, I mean,
Is that when he cashed it? No.
that was the
Okay.
opportunist, ultimate opportunist.
but
That's where he got the
ultimate,
name.
yeah.
So that was an iconic moment.
And he cashed it in once more, didn't he?
Cashed it in against the Undertaker. And that's where he got another nickname, the Master Manipulator. He manipulated Mr. Kennedy to throw up his Money in the Bank briefcase because Kennedy
Oh,
had it.
that's
Kennedy
right.
was apparently
And he
injured.
won it from him.
Yes, and Edge, he talked him into it, manipulated him into it. The next night on SmackDown, on the recording, they taped it at the time,
Mm-hmm.
he cashed in on The Undertaker to win his first World Heavyweight Championship, the big gold belt.
Yeah, that's right.
So that was another iconic moment. Edge became synonymous with cash-ins as well as, taking advantage of opportunities.
Yeah, I think Edge too. When you just kind of look back at his career, and I mean, not to make it sound sad, obviously he's just come back.
Mm-hmm.
But I was watching some older episodes of Raw from the '90s, and he just to see how far he's come. I mean, he's kind of one of those guys where it's like he has all the cameos, the vignettes and whatnot, and you're like, all right, who's this guy?
Mm-hmm.
And you're thinking, we'll see what he turns out to be. Like a lot of these other guys, and to see how far he's come,
He is
pretty impressive.
He is the most decorated champion in WWE history, apparently.
I think he has one of those stats now where he competed in 4 different decades.
Correct. Yep, that's
The
90s, the odds,
the 200s or whatever.
the
I guess.
2000s, the 10s,
The 2000s, yeah.
and now 2020,
Okay.
the 20s. He has won, I believe, 14 tag team championships with Christian as well as Hulk Hogan. I mean,
That's right.
That's
Randy maybe too.
Randy Orton. So at least 3 partners.
Then he had some random one maybe with the Hardy Boy. I think they messed
Did he?
around and might have.
Maybe Christian
That might have
did.
been
I felt
something
like that was
wacky.
Christian.
Yeah, maybe.
He won a United States Championship. He won a King of the Ring, the first Money in the Bank winner, a Royal Rumble winner, 9-time. Is it? No, it was like 6-time world champion, 5-time WWE champion, I think. So 11-time
Well, that's
world
why
champion.
was he first ballot Hall of Famer? Did he go in the next year?
Oh yeah, right after he originally retired in 2011, he went in the following year. He's also a multi-time Intercontinental champion.
Yeah.
He's won it all.
Everything there was to do, he's done.
That's a career, honestly, you can't complain about. Right there.
I mean, he could have stopped right there. I mean, he did, but again,
he had some unfinished business.
but again, for a lot of wrestlers, and sometimes to their detriment, it's that last that ending.
You want to end it on your terms.
Yeah.
I mean, he said it. He wants to end it on his terms, and now he could do that.
Mhm.
And hopefully,
Mhm.
as we mentioned earlier, he has potentially a 3-year contract. It appears.
Yeah.
Hopefully, maybe for those 3 years, we'll see a
something.
number of matches. So, some dream matches potentially.
Yeah. Well, and to that point too, some of the names that he mentioned,
AJ Styles.
AJ Styles.
Aleister
Even I was
Black.
tweeting some of that stuff too during the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was him and AJ, and they
They had a
kind of
moment.
didn't touch for a minute because Edge went through everybody. I think he started spearing
They
everybody.
had a stare-off, a standoff.
Yeah.
That was a moment right
And
there.
that's good stuff because that's,
You want that match.
you don't think, I never even considered that match before until you see him in the same ring and you're like, oh.
AJ Styles versus Edge, who would have thought in 2020
I mean, see,
that's
that's
going to
that.
be a potential face-off after Mania? I mean, that seems to be likely.
And
Seth Rollins and Edge? Come on.
Seth
who wouldn't
Rollins
want-
and
Who
Edge.
wouldn't want that?
I love the common bond the AJ and Edge now share where they make their return, or in AJ's case, a debut, to the ring at the Royal Rumble and have their first
Well, they
moment
had-
botched by the camera.
Oh, dear. Yeah, don't.
I didn't even notice it at first, but
I noticed it right
but
away.
in a moment like that happened. I mean, I'm okay.
How do you not just keep the camera still? Just keep it.
Because they're trying to do all the crowd shots. They're hitting
They don't
30
need
different changes, but I do like and appreciate that they got his emotion, which helped tell the story.
That was
when
incredible.
but he you can kind of see it like, oh my god, I'm back. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
no, I got that. That was
So,
awesome for sure.
to me, that was bigger than the spear. The spear is fine. I mean, whatever.
Still want that moment.
They still. I heard they put it on the network. It's
Did they?
there. Yeah.
I've been watching it. I didn't see anything.
I heard it got put on there.
Well, they released another video with the same thing they did with AJ of alternate camera views. So they did that. Did watch that. So
And I'm sure they have.
they better.
They
fix it on the
edit it.
network.
I'm sure they'll edit it into the thing.
They better. I've been watching it. I've been repeating it, so I haven't seen
The Royal Rumble.
yeah that moment specifically. So we'll see how it goes. But anyways, we gotta hit a commercial break. Rob, you got those commercials lined up? You ready to go?
Commercial.
When we return, I don't know what we're going to talk about.
We're going to talk about someone who is very close to Edge. May I say they even share the same household?
Oh, I know who you're talking
We'll get
about.
back to it.
Right here on Beyond the Ropes.
I didn't know what to say after I said after.
I know.
So I was like, after. I'm like, I don't know.
How many commercials we have?
Another commercial and then just that ID.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to talk about when we were talking about now, but I'm like, we'll wait. Because I didn't know if you were doing an Edge episode or what, but whatever's fine. No, so that was fine. That was fine, though.
I just don't know what else to do.
Nope, I got the perfect
Tell me which one to talk about. I don't care.
segue. Just let me take it from there.
You watched Super Bowl? Oh, yeah, you were tweeting about Super Bowl.
Really? Yeah, but not as much as I probably should have.
I thought you made it for the commercials. It's like I was
The commercials weren't all that.
They weren't. There was a couple that were. I like the baby nut.
The baby nut was kind of funny.
There was
Did you see the Kool-Aid tweet
Yeah.
about baby nut?
Yeah, I think so. What was it?
It looks very nasty.
Oh, really?
So
I think
it's supposed to be. I didn't see the first part of the. I don't know how he comes out of the ground. Like I
he
get it. 'Cause
cried.
he wrote.
And
So yeah, did the
The
Kool-Aid
Kool-Aid.
man cry? So that's what they portrayed on the tweet, but it don't look like that.
it looks like something else.
Yes.
But anyway, she got baby nut or baby Yoda.
You're a die-hard.
See, everyone's on the baby thing because even baby Groot.
Soul-stirred rock and roller, hailing from
Nice,
Gen X, Y, or
Sorry,
Z.
no, I got my money on baby nut.
What?
I'm all in on baby
You've been
nut.
robbed of a rock education.
What are you calling?
That's because you grew up on
I'm outta here.
covers.
You don't like Baby Groot?
He was cute for a minute.
That's my favorite part of Groot.
African-American artists. who
That's probably the best Groot.
invented
Yeah, I agree.
Rock and roll. So come to
About
Rock
it. I don't know.
Grad
Teenage
School
Groot, we need to see more of
every
him.
Monday
The gifts.
night at
Those are
5
great.
p.m.
Who?
to the Roots
Teenage
and
Groot.
Roll radio show.
Oh yeah, well how's that?
I'm your
Was he in the
host.
last one?
Dr.
And came in.
Boogie.
Or Infinity War.
We are 22 West Radio. 22 West Radio is
The guy who doesn't
22westmedia.com
recognize me.
and 88.9
Huh?
FM.
The guy who doesn't recognize me.
KKJZ HD3, Long Beach, Los Angeles.
I knew headphones.
And we're back on Beyond the Ropes. I'm your host, Ethan, joined alongside
James.
and
Rob.
our analyst and producer. Who are we going to talk about, James?
Yes. So we are going to talk about. We just got done talking about Edge, and so now we're going to talk about Beth Phoenix.
The Glamazon.
Did you see
Yes.
her hair?
Yes, I did.
If I didn't know who she was, I would have thought she was a redhead.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was because Charlotte was busted up too.
A little bit, yeah.
So I didn't know if that was from Charlotte or what. I don't know what
It
spot.
was earlier, I think. It was for a while. She had that for a while. She was, and she's kept going. She didn't stop. So
Yeah, she was,
she's
I think, one of
fine.
the final ones.
She did a commentary for NXT, so she was fine.
I just don't know what happened.
Neither do I. I didn't notice.
Like, I mean, it's a Royal Rumble. There's no outside. There's no weapon.
She clearly took a bad bump. Probably
And it's the
against
back of your
corner.
head. So
Yeah, that's bad. But
she
she
powered
was like
through
the
it.
MVP of the.
Yeah, she really was.
Her and Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair entered number 2, had 8 eliminations, dominated.
She did look pretty
Shayna
good.
Baszler also had 8 eliminations.
And I think they had, didn't they? I think they had a good hair spot there. I think it was that her and Shayna. I think
it
they were
was-
on the outside of the ring.
It was
Trying to remember.
someone. I know.
They made
Alexa,
the most of the hair,
Alexa
though.
grabbed, I
I
know,
think it
Bianca's
was.
hair from getting eliminated. From
I'm trying to think what was the ending of that
getting
Rumble.
eliminated, but yeah.
Who was the final? Charlotte and
Shayna.
Shayna.
They
Shayna
did
got
this-
fooled by the.
They did the skin the cat thing.
Yeah,
could've
she got
just,
fooled
like,
by
gone
that.
after Charlotte's hands, which is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, I think the ending of that could have been a little bit better. I think. Well, I was gonna say, maybe they made the right call by having, because everyone thought maybe Shayna was supposed to win that. But I mean, when you consider who won, you kind of maybe almost would have wanted Shayna.
It was
to win.
kind of, yeah, I know, I wanted Shayna to win.
But I feel like that. See, that's the thing I don't like is okay. We were gonna we're not bury her, but we're gonna have Charlotte not do anything spectacular for most of the year, but she's still gonna be in the WrestleMania match.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Sasha wasn't even in the Rumble.
She's injured apparently.
Not surprising.
I think she has an ankle injury.
I feel bad for her. I mean, she's great, but
Yeah,
she's
injured.
right there with
injured
right there with Samoa Joe. And I think that was always the problem from the jump with her when
Yeah,
she
you
got to
can't-
the main card.
Yeah.
Well, I think she was even hurt.
NXT, I don't remember her being hurt often. Could be wrong. She might have been.
But she always had great matches. Well, the thing was, she always had great matches.
She has.
When
great
I saw him on the
matches.
takeover, and she always looked banged up after. What it was. So to me, it seems like she was always kind
That
of.
schedule's rough. I don't know. They work.
Oh, I mean, it is
several
rough.
matches a week, so your body can only take so much.
Yeah.
Bailey is still your SmackDown Women's Champion. She has been the
Right.
champion for several months now. She's the longest reigning SmackDown Women's Champion. So
It's kind of interesting to see
who's
where
she
the
gonna
char-
face?
Who she had Asuka.
No, she had
Who-
Lacey Evans.
That's
Who
right.
turned
So who's
face.
Lacey's a face then?
Yeah,
I was wondering about that.
she's done a great job. Could have given her the title, but I understand the
Yeah.
Bailey keeping her on Bailey.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with keeping on Bailey. I'm surprised. I'm glad the character or the changes she's made have kind of stuck
It's
with her a
working.
little bit.
It's working.
Um,
People are saying, speculating it'll be Sasha versus Bailey. I don't know who would turn face,
and
but
that could work. I mean,
they've had a stellar match at NXT TakeOver, arguably one of the greatest matches.
that's when I started watching NXT. Was right in that time,
It was
and so I
NXT.
saw some of those good matches.
NXT TakeOver
And-
Brooklyn, and then TakeOver Respect when they main evented that one.
And then didn't they?
They had
I was say, didn't they come around a year later at Brooklyn? But I think that might have been Bailey and whoever else.
it was Bailey and Asuka. Or
I think so, because I think she had already moved up.
Yeah,
Sasha went. Or
Sasha
before.
went
Yeah,
shortly
yeah.
after, and then Bailey was there for like another year, and Asuka retired her from NXT TakeOver.
And so where are we at with Becky? I saw
She took on Asuka. She beat Asuka.
And she was-
Unfortunately, Asuka's stellar.
Yeah.
Kairi Sane is stellar. They're great. Still tag team champions.
Mm-hmm.
Probably gonna defend those at Mania. Hopefully, they get a Mania match. Hopefully, they win, but
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
not. I don't know.
I mean,
They've had those titles for a while.
and I mean, it's hard to kind of stop what Becky has. I feel like it might not be as strong, but I mean, that's just kind of with every character that gets settled in. But I think she did try to add
her
to her
birthday
character. Who? It was her birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Well, happy birthday to Becky.
Yes.
I think she did add to her character a little bit from what I remember. The following night after the Rumble, she had the jacket. Forgot what she put on. She didn't have Queen on it. She had the man. Goat. She was going with the goat
So
thing now.
she's being arrogant.
Yeah.
I guess. Face.
I don't know if
She's
we're
not heel.
I don't know if we're turning her to get different opponents. Is there enough opponents out there for her to?
The speculation is Shayna still. So
Which
she's
so
heel.
Becky would be the face.
So she's being arrogant. Right now, I think the story is she's beaten everyone. She
Right.
said she's beaten everyone, and there's no competition. So that would be the perfect opportunity to bring in Shayna. Have her be like, well,
And I think Shayna would be the one to beat her. I think
she
If
should
not
be.
Charlotte, but no, I don't. You don't want Charlotte to do that.
No, they've had their feud already.
That's why it has to be.
And Becky has had the title for now for almost a year. She won at Mania last year. Hasn't lost it, so I think she'll lose it at this year's Mania to Shayna. It should go
I
that
think
way.
it should go to Shayna if that's the match. But
Make her the dominant heel, like she was in NXT.
oh yeah, I mean, and the thing is like if you're gonna say who can compete with Becky in a fist fight, if that's what we're
There you go.
in a bar or something, I mean,
Can't
it'd
go
be
wrong
hard
with
to
her.
argue that there's someone out there better than Shayna Baszler in one of those things. Another thing, I was actually surprised that we didn't see Ronda Rousey. I mean, I don't know what her personal life is right now. I don't know if she was pregnant or trying to have a kid, I think, maybe.
I know
But,
she was on Corey Graves' After the Bell podcast this past week,
oh, really?
and she gave her thoughts on Shayna and everything, and Becky.
And because Shayna's part of the Four Horsewomen, so they're friends. There's not...
correct.
Yeah.
I don't think there are any plans for her to return this year for Mania, so I don't know what's going on.
I mean, if she was going to be at Rumble or whatever, but, I mean...
Mhm.
And that's kind of okay, I think, because...
What I'm glad they're not doing, transitioning here, for Mania. I don't know.
Before,
I'm just
well,
saying that.
okay,
Well, go
on.
ahead, continue. If you
Well,
got-
I just have one more thing about the Charlotte and Rhea Ripley thing.
Mhm. Yes, so during Raw about
Mhm.
an hour ago or so, Rhea Ripley showed up and she challenged Charlotte Flair.
And she is the NXT Women's Champion.
Well, the NXT champion now. By the way, that happened over the last few weeks. Apparently, NXT has dropped the women's
Name out of it.
name out of the titles, so it's now just the NXT championship for the women's,
Alrighty then.
which is fine.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, but it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. So she is the NXT champion, and she challenged Charlotte to use her WrestleMania opportunity to use it on her.
Which I think is kind of a cool little twist, because you don't usually see that. Usually we'll see both champions go out there on Raw the next day and say, like, who are you going to pick?
Well, that's what
or
you,
whatever, you know what I
did
mean?
right away, yeah.
So I think that was kind of a cool play. I think that would make for a great match. I don't want to say it'd be too early for Rhea Ripley to do, but I kind of want to see.
Rhea's hot right now.
Well, yes, yeah.
They've been building
definitely.
her up for months, and she won the title. She beat Shayna, and she's right now the star.
I think she's great, and I think she's gonna, if there's anyone who's gonna compete with Charlotte for any sort of historic career, whatever, they'd probably always
Big
still
for the
favor.
NXT title as well.
I just think maybe it's a little too early, just because let's build this. There needs to maybe be a story.
We got 10 weeks to build the story.
I'm talking about more than that. Like what is Rhea's journey?
Rhea has pinned Charlotte in the Survivor Series.
I need more than that. I just like.
Not every feud's gonna have that.
No, I know, but that's the thing, though. This is not. Well, I was gonna say this. This is an Austin Rock situation. I'm not gonna call it that.
No.
But it has the opportunity to be the first match of a series we remember down the line.
Potentially.
And so what I'm saying is
the thing is, I don't know how long they're gonna keep Rhea in NXT.
I mean, Rhea could be gone in 2 weeks. You know what I mean? I mean, just in general.
Right.
You never know what a superstar's career is going to play out as.
Right.
But I just think... I just feel like we're rushing it. She hasn't even been there a year.
No, she's been there longer.
In the WWE?
Yes. She was in the Mae Young Classic, the first two. And then she was in NXT UK, and she became the first NXT UK Women's Champion. So she's the only person to have both NXT Women's and NXT UK Women's Championships. So, if any case you could compare the two, they both made history.
Okay.
They both are on that level. That's your story right there. Who's better?
All right, that's all I needed.
That's the next Charlotte.
I mean,
right
that's fine. That's
they're building
good.
her in a sense almost like the Charlotte.
Yeah,
path.
yeah.
I mean, she's winning every title and dominating. I mean, not in that.
That's fine.
I mean,
that was just the thing. It's just where's the story?
That's just the story there.
I've seen Rhea. I've seen her in the ring. I saw her in the Survivor Series match.
They're both the alpha females.
Yeah.
She won the Survivor Series match for her team, for Team NXT.
Mm-hmm.
She's, dominated in NXT. She was dominant in NXT UK. She did well in the Mae Young Classic tournament. So she's got that path, similar to kind of Charlotte, where Charlotte came into NXT. She won the title, showed up on Raw, won the title there, won several titles since then.
Okay, so you have 3
You've got potential
titles, women's match, championship, or whatever.
They're
women's
titles.
Yeah. Where's the Rhea Ripley Charlotte match going to be if it's going to happen? Is it going to be on TakeOver?
It's going to be Mania.
Or is it going to be on Mania? And if it is going to be on Mania, what other women's title match is not going to be on it? Because there's no way they're going to have all 3. Not because they're women, just because you're going to have 3 title matches of the same division.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
They had 4 women's matches last year.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong.
But I'm just saying,
Charlotte and Rhea are gonna get.
Would that be the best women's title match on the?
Realistically, probably yeah. And then you got Becky, who's the top women's star right now.
So what would be the main event of the women's match, or of the women's division, on WrestleMania?
Realistically, it's probably gonna be Becky and Shayna.
Yeah, I can see that.
I can see Charlotte and Rhea going on early, but they'll get time.
That's true.
I think Asuka and Charlotte 2 years ago were on early. It was like the 3rd or 4th match. You got to spread it out, obviously.
Yeah. So, I'm just thinking, how do they play those up, make them all significant? Because if you have those 2 matches,
I don't know what's going on with Bayley.
That's what I'm saying. What's going to go on with the Bayley thing? She
might end up as a kickoff show.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I feel like they kind of have to put that on the card.
I feel like if you are gonna have it, you almost need to have Sasha Bailey. Because that's the only thing that can match those other two, and obviously we've seen it before, so we know they can be great.
Match.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So that's
so
the
if you
story.
if you put her with anybody else, I don't think it would be all that great. I mean, you could put her with Asuka. We just saw that, but
Asuka's on Raw, so that's
did we?
won't
Okay,
happen
well,
yet.
still,
unless you bring up someone else from NXT, but.
I mean, you can't put Belair in there and then say that's going to be
Or Bianca Belair, because she has an NXT title match against Rhea Ripley in like a couple of weeks in Portland. That's not going to happen
Camera
for her.
pans to Belair, hey!
Yeah, she's like, well,
she's watching Raw like, hey!
Yeah, and then I don't know if this match, which is going to happen at Rainier.
They're planting the seeds for it.
I don't know what match is going to happen at TakeOver the night before.
That's what I'm saying. It
I'm
takes away
assuming
from
they
that
could have an
too.
NXT UK title match.
I mean, they still might have Belair and Rhea then. You know what I mean?
They could. Rhea could work double duty, but
she did it during the Survivor Series week, didn't she?
Yep, a lot of NXT.
A lot of them did.
So, yeah, so that's a lot happening for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that was just the women's division. You were going to make a transition out of WrestleMania?
No, I'm going to continue to make that.
Okay.
I'm so pleased. You know, we go from one Royal Rumble winner, Charlotte, to another, Drew McIntyre. That he ended up winning. He ended up eliminating Brock, and there was no sign of Cain Velasquez or Tyson Fury in that match.
I forgot about Tyson Fury.
I was terrified for a second.
Tyson Fury did have the thing with.
He has a fight coming up.
Right, but was he in the?
No, he didn't.
They didn't interact though, right?
No, but that was a rumor going into Tyson.
Right. I wouldn't have been surprised. I wouldn't have. But that's right. He does have a match coming up on February 22nd against
Wilder.
Not Devontae Wilder.
No.
Yeah, Devontae Wilder. Yeah.
But no Kane, which was heavily. I think he even said in an interview who's going to be in it. So they must have pulled the plug on that.
He's working the.
Which is good. I thought he had a knee injury. I don't know what's going on.
I thought he was the mayor. Oh, you're talking about Cain Velasquez.
Cain Velasquez. The Velasquez, not. Oh, well, Kane, Kane too. Apparently he was supposed to, rumored.
Oh, okay.
That didn't
happen. I forgot.
Mayor Kane.
Cain Velasquez. Yeah, that thing kind of fizzled out, the whole Cain Velasquez thing. But he could probably still be in the Performance Center working. Maybe he is hurt.
Yeah, so
who knows?
I'm glad that's not happening. Drew McIntyre will face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, and the very pirate-themed WrestleMania.
Yeah, the Tampa Bay. What? I think it's almost kind of fitting, and I think Vince McMahon can finally rest, knowing well that his declaration many years ago, that the chosen one, and the hype that was put on him, and the fact that he was let go, comes back,
and they mentioned that in the Rumble,
and that's what I'm talking. That's what I'm talking about with Rhea, and a story. I mean,
not fair. Drew's been there for.
I know. That's what I'm saying. But with Rhea, you kind of want.
You can't wait.
I know.
For Rhea
but I know.
Go.
Right.
Right now, Rhea's the hot thing.
Yeah.
Charlotte's now veteran.
Right. If anything,
you gotta do that now.
What Charlotte does, assuming she's the one who's going to lose, helps boost Rhea even further. Exactly. But going back to Drew, I think he has a story behind him. You're invested. He's tall. He looks physically there with
WWE or Universal Championship match.
I think he has. It's kind of like Jinder.
In a sense,
but it has a chance to be better than Jinder.
Right.
I think it has a chance to be better than Jinder just because
it's not just something
what it is
that they did for tried publicity and all that stuff.
But I think it's good though because you're getting a fair. I mean, you're getting some new guys. I mean, they're not new, but you're getting new.
You're putting them in the main event spot.
You're getting new people on the scene with Drew, who again I thought the ship sailed.
Apparently not.
But
so you never say never in WWE.
And it's weird though now, and you're almost seeing a trend. Maybe Jinder leaves, comes back, wins the title. Drew leaves, come back, win the title. Where's Heath Slater? But it
won't happen.
But I mean, again, I'm trying to think who else that has happened to where you kind of maybe it's not going to work out. They go away, learn a new hold, come back.
I mean, John Morrison potentially.
You never know.
Maybe I don't know. Right now, he's doing stuff with Miz tag team.
He's kind of been there though, didn't he? Win the ECW. Yeah, he won these. That's when he became John Morrison. Yeah. That's the Chris Benoit thing.
We gotta hit a commercial break.
Do we have to?
We kind of have to. It's kind of right. We got to an hour, right?
Yeah.
Do we?
We gotta pay the bills.
Apparently, we're on the station. We gotta do this stuff. So when we return, we're gonna talk more professional wrestling and whatever else comes to mind. Right.
I
here.
got something for us to talk about.
Episode 103 of Beyond the Ropes. We'll be right back.
I do have something to talk about. I couldn't hear myself in these headphones. Can you hear yourself in the headphones?
Yeah.
Oh. Can you hear me in the headphones?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't hear
I mean,
anything
it's fine. I just had them on and I didn't hear anything and I just took them off.
No, you're right. I don't hear anything.
That's partly why I don't wear them half the time anyways. I know you're supposed to, but
I don't hear anything.
22 West Radio. The
I mean,
Blue
that's fine with me.
Junkyard is
I just
here,
make sure
and
we're
we're
live.
painting
Like,
the town blue.
I just want to make sure
Join me,
we can
Robert
be heard.
Wilson,
Yeah.
every Thursday as I spin iconic recordings from the masters such as Miles Davis, Muddy Waters, Otis Redding, and Professor Longhair, as well as some of today's hottest successors like the Mighty Mojo Prophets, San Pedro Slim, and Nick Moss. Plus, at 2, we open up the phone and search through the Sanford files and put the spotlight on the legacies of iconic albums and
How many
artists.
questions do we have?
It's a party that you're invited to every Thursday from 1 to 3, only on 22 West Radio at 22westmedia.com.
Janitor?
yeah, it's clean.
Are you a huge sports fan?
Nah.
Intramural Broadcasting may be for you. Anyone can join the team,
Yeah, there you go.
whether you're a beginner or
that where you were
a
at?
sports savant.
What is this
Intramurals
for?
are the way to go.
Oh, intramural. Oh, yeah, I might.
Sign up. There are 2 places you can go. Stop by the Student Recreation and Wellness
Is this
Center's
to do the
Intramurals
camera
desk,
thing?
or stop
Or to
by
be in
22
the-
West Radio.
Oh, yeah.
No,
on
this
the
is
first floor of
the
the
radio
USU
station.
in room 110. Stop watching on the sidelines and join the Intramural Broadcast team today.
22 West.
And we're back on Beyond the Ropes, episode 103. I'm your host, Ethan, joined alongside
James?
Rob?
analyst and producer here. And you can give us a like on Facebook, facebook.com/Beyond the Ropes. Post videos, predictions, and so much more. We are also on Twitter, Real BTR Radio. I have a tweet I posted yesterday. It's a football thing, because, football, the big game was yesterday.
Yeah,
the
there's
Kid
a-
Bowl
yeah,
was
the-
yesterday.
yeah, right. There's-
I
there's
recorded
a-
it, I haven't seen it yet.
There was a little game going on yesterday. Kind of went fast, but...
Yeah, it is what it is. And
anyways, you got the XFL coming up, if you want to talk about more football.
yes,
But
football season isn't over, folks.
It's not over. There's a few local guys to keep an eye out on.
We gotta
Maybe
go to an XFL game.
we should go to an XFL game.
They're $24 ticket.
It's not bad. There's a few names I'm familiar with on the LA roster. Maybe we'll spend 5-10 minutes. We'll talk about that at some point in the future.
After the first game, we could review a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. And find out
For the, at least LA Wildcats.
what we should do.
What we should do is cover it, but someone can't get media credentials.
Well, that's not we'll see.
Pointing
No,
fingers at me.
but we should. It would be interesting to watch the first, whether it's the first ever XFL game.
It's this Friday,
From
Saturday.
no, I want to talk about
from the original
one and
The-
see
the
how
travesty.
it compares to now, because I believe the rules have changed quite a bit. I haven't looked at a lot of them.
I think so.
But the rules were, I think the first play people got hurt, like, and the other.
Oh yeah, there was
when
a
they
lot
ran into each other or something. So
there were for sure a lot of injuries and stuff.
yeah, so there's some work to be done. We'll see. It'd be interesting to watch those two, see how it plays out. Whatever, maybe we'll do a little something about that.
Well, the first LA Wildcats game at StubHub Center. When is that? I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's like right before.
Before that.
Valentine's Day, I think, or it's like around. It's coming up. It's in the next week or so.
Is it? Oh man, I wanted to actually go see it.
We'll have to. We'll work on that.
Yes.
What I did want to talk
I've never
about.
been to a football game, so.
I've
It'll
been
be
to
my
some
first
college.
one.
I've been to some college games.
Go ahead.
Did you have anything that you want to talk about?
No, I don't know.
What's going on with the Hall of Fame?
Well, it's January. January just.
Why are they okay?
They already announced two big names.
Yeah, that
so-
was dumb though. I was thinking about this on the car ride. Okay, you do it. They're probably gonna start announcing.
Molly Holly's probably gonna go in this year. She was in the Rumble.
Part of me keeps thinking she's in it already.
No, she's not in.
Mighty Boars the Hurricane.
But I think because
He's
someone
backstage.
because someone that was recently inducted, I think, like, thanked her, like...
I mean, everyone thanked her. Like,
Right,
that
but
era.
I think because they keep mentioning her that I just always keep thinking she's in. Like, as if she gave the speech. I think she might have inducted somebody.
No.
I don't know why I already have her in the Hall of Fame.
Who inducted Tori Wilson? No, that's Stacy.
So, I don't know who.
No, Molly
but-
Hall is going in this year. I think that Royal Rumble appearance solidified it.
Yeah, and I'd be fine with that.
Or
But-
Kelly, because she was in it too.
It better be Miles.
No, Kelly, the youngest Hall of Famer at 30 years old, right?
Yeah, exactly. But I think, again, that was so far removed that they announced those.
They need to sell those tickets.
They do, but...
You don't like the tapping, I think.
No.
Why does it bother
Because
you
it's going
so
to pick up on the recording.
much?
No, but... who are they going to announce? Who are they going to put in? I mean...
You've
It's
got the
Tampa.
NWO.
It's Florida.
You got Batista.
That's right, you got Batista in there too.
Maybe Molly Holly, potentially.
Is
as
there
a
any
woman.
Florida? It doesn't have to be Florida people, but that's
Doesn't
usually
have
what
to
they
be.
do. I read that list to you. Well, I think the last episode. And
The last episode
there,
we did, we read through like 100 people.
and there was nobody really interesting on there. I think one name that I didn't read. William Regal can go in. I'd be down with that.
Christian.
Finley would maybe be another good
Christian.
one. Christians do.
Finley.
I think
Hurricane Helms.
I think someone who's not in Hurricane could go would be
Lance Storm.
Lance Storm for sure.
Came back recently.
I think Sid
Billy
Vicious.
Kidman. Sid Vicious. Not in that one.
Why not?
Not this year.
I'm not saying this year, but I think he's due.
Sure, a lot of people are due.
Are they?
Owen Hart's due.
Not from the. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you know those. I mean, that's that separate group though, kind of.
There's a separate.
No, it's a separate group of like.
They won't.
They need to be in.
British
They
Bulldog.
should be in. We're just kind of waiting for whatever needs to happen for them to be in.
Yeah. So.
And actually, well, I was going to bring this up. Did you hear about Pete Rose in baseball? Actually, Pete Rose is already in that WWE Hall of Fame.
He's not in the baseball.
He's not in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
But someone else is, right?
No. Well, the thing is they
controversial thing.
They came out where those who are banned can't get into the Hall of Fame until they're dead.
Oh wow.
So they pretty much said, "Hey, Pete Rose, when you die, you can get in,
That sucks.
but you're not gonna get in, you don't get to have a moment."
Come on.
Over, I think he was like gambling
He was
on the
betting,
games
he
or
was betting
whatever.
on his team. For
Yeah,
whatever.
right. And I
Which
mean,
isn't even that bad.
so
I mean, I don't
bro, and
think-
you consider everything going on now today.
Considering how many, steroids and
Yeah, exactly,
other stuff,
exactly.
You know.
Anyway, so I'm just bringing that up because it's like I'm almost sure there's got to be a case that you maybe, or that might have been the case for some of the guys who have now recently been in.
Yeah.
So I just found that interesting, and I would wonder if that is a thing where they are waiting on some people like that, where I don't know, they don't want them there, but they'll acknowledge them after they're
Yeah,
passed away.
that's terrible.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
just even to
that's-
have a rule like that is kind of nuts.
that's
But
unfortunate.
anyways, he's in the WWE Hall of Fame.
That's the only Hall of Fame that matters, anyway.
There you go. It really is.
I mean,
but I always look forward to when they just ran. Now it's almost kind of dumb. I actually turned off the notifications when they did this. Like I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago, when the network came out and they would put it out in the morning saying who the Hall of Famer is, and that Yahoo broke the story when they just called Yahoo and said,
Kurt
"Here's
Angle,
the story."
I didn't know about that one. That might have been a surprise. The Kurt Angle announcement, the video. I don't remember them announcing it beforehand.
I feel like now
So that
they
was a surprise.
all
I was
come
like,
up. I
know nowadays.
I
yeah.
silent the I turn off the notifications for that because I don't want to. I don't want to know. I would want to watch. I like watching the show how it was like back in the day, like 10, 15 years ago, where you're watching the show and all of a sudden this promo or this whatever this segment comes on and you're like, oh my god, who's going to the Hall of Fame? And then they say, and then you just get excited about it, and then you would, if it was somebody you didn't know, you would almost kind of learn about them in that short little clip. I think Rocky Johnson's in.
Yeah, he was in. They showed it when
Did he?
They played the video.
Yeah.
Tribute video.
Yeah, I feel like that wasn't that long ago either. I'm just trying to think of
So
who.
this is interesting. Sorry.
No, you're right. Go ahead.
A little bit of breaking news. There may be some more wellness policy suspensions
Uh-oh.
coming.
Any names?
According to the WrestleVotes Insider News account, they hinted on someone else who failed a wellness. So this is the official tweet. Word coming out of Raw is that more suspensions are coming. Must be something in that Southern California water. Hint, hint. Working to confirm details. And there is a picture of Samoa Joe.
Oh no, Joe.
So he could have a concussion. If I'm assuming that's legit. And he could potentially be suspended. Potentially, we don't know. That's not been confirmed. So
in Joe's case, I would almost wonder.
I don't know what.
Again, I'm not familiar with that website.
I've seen them before.
Okay.
I mean, it might be legit. I think they're legitimate.
Okay. Knowing you and your no. No, I'm kidding. No, but if there is something with Joe, I think it's kind of. I would wait and see before I start.
It's a wait and see situation. We don't want to assume
because he was injured. He was doing, he was on the commentary booth. Could have been medication, whatever he was taking, a painkiller. What was his injury?
He had a thumb broken.
Just the thumb. I thought it was something bigger than that. But so maybe there was, it could have been something from that. You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
So that one's hard to say. And with Andrade, pardon me, going back to Andrade.
I have a sneaky.
What do you think it was?
I don't want to say on the air.
Okay. But part of me is almost kind of surprised.
Me and Charlotte like to party.
Oh. Well,
they gotta test Charlotte. I don't know if Andrade's got something.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. One, actually, no. I
want them to test Charlotte.
I won't. I'm not gonna. I will.
I want to assume things.
No. We're not gonna assume things because her brother died of an overdose. I believe. No. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, I'm thinking she's staying clear of that stuff.
I would hope.
But it makes me wonder what Andrade was doing to get that.
I don't know.
Because you're dragging Charlotte down at this point.
They're engaged. They gotta get.
That's what I'm saying. Well, he needs to get it together. If I'm assuming she's on the straight and narrow.
I would hope so.
I would hope so too.
Speaking of straight and narrow,
I don't know
the Usos came back.
Yes, they did.
Along with Naomi.
Naomi came back during the Rumble, right? And the Usos are back. They got a new haircut.
I don't like it. It's trash.
They came back. One of them not guilty on the charge.
Apparently, I don't know.
DUI either. Huh? No more face paint.
No more face paint.
They
keeping it
jumped
clean.
That like 3 years ago.
They look good though.
They look good. They look happy. They did a little pass. I think Naomi interrupted Bailey, so there's going to be something there for the following month. And then the Usos came out and they did a little high five. So they seem to be good. I know there was apparently some rumors that there was some tension there between Naomi and Jimmy Uso after the their incident.
What is
the DUI incident?
Oh yeah, okay.
Stuff. So some personal issues. So hopefully that was dealt with.
Well, I feel like they both. I think
that's why
haven't they both been in. Well, one, when you're a tag team, if one messes up, then it messes up the other.
Both the Usos have had a history of DUIs.
So I found it kind of interesting because when you're just on Instagram and then you're like on that search or that explore tab, you'll get random stuff that you're interested in will be there for some reason. There would be like news footage of Jimmy Uso like doing a press conference with the lawyer.
Oh, really?
Not a whole press conference, but like coming out of the court or whatever. And it was very like upfront. Like, I mean, like you don't see that with a lot of wrestlers. Because I'm trying to think, when has Jeff Hardy ever done that? Not that Jeff Hardy has to.
Right.
But I just found it interesting.
Speaking of Hardys and moving away, Matt Hardy's contract is coming up to an end in the next few weeks.
And I'm sure he was watching the Royal Rumble like.
And he's very public on Twitter. He's been posting videos on YouTube. Free to delete. Haven't seen that.
Every time he's done something, though, hasn't he? There's been one big enough tweet. He'll end up on the show the next week, and then he'll get jobbed out.
Yes. So.
But he shows up. I mean, maybe he has to because of the contract.
His contract, but is he going to AEW or is he going to stick around to? Are they going to finally do something with him and potentially Jeff returning?
I don't know if they're going to do anything.
Or if is AEW is he AEW bound? Rob, you're nodding your head. Yes. What do you got?
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's time. I mean, he's wasted all that time, potential, storylines.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't see him in AEW because if you're going to start getting the Revival in there, you're going to get Luke Harper in there, you're going to get Matt Hardy in there. At what point are you not just having WWE light?
That's already what I'm thinking. However,
because they don't have that now, right? I mean, well, you got Swagger, you got Jericho,
you got Cody.
Cody's in there, but Cody made it.
Moxley. Now,
But I feel like they have a good enough mix to
they
where
have
it's
a mix.
not
They have
overwhelming.
the average.
Because you'll throw out names and I'm like, I don't know who,
Okay, yeah, but
I'm catching up on names. But if you start throwing Matt Hardy's in there and stuff, could he be an agent
Matt
for
Hardy
them?
could be an agent too.
For
he could
either
be
show?
creative.
But the more big names the AEW gets, the higher the paychecks. They'll try to bribe WWE people to stay.
Which, well, I mean,
They outbid for Edge. Apparently,
Yeah, 'cause
Edge
Edge
was supposed
was-
to show up at All Out in September, and WWE said, "No, we'll give you more money," and he signed with them.
well, yeah, and it's better for him and his legacy because then you're going to change your name.
Well, for sure.
You're going to
it's
wrestle as
supposed-
Adam Copeland?
Adam Edge Copeland. I don't know.
They can't use Edge. Probably.
Edge,
That's-
not by itself.
I heard they're after Victor.
Straight Edge.
They're using.
Oh, go ahead, let him go. He's already gone, but
Yeah.
whatever.
They
Take
want to
Victor.
copyright it or something like that. Even
They
though
could
he's
change
been gone.
the lettering.
I mean, it's just like
It's VIK.
it's nothing against Victor, but what did Victor do?
Why don't they get both of them? They're both released, essentially.
But see, but that's the thing. Like, take those guys just because they were to me.
They were in
They
the
had
wasteland for
potential.
real.
They never did anything.
They had potential.
They
in
did,
NXT.
dude. They
were,
had NXT history champions,
Yeah.
the longest reigning champions, or twice the tag champ. That's great. I'm not knocking them.
nothing else on the main roster. yet.
They just have. By the time I got to watch NXT, they weren't there. Never saw them on WWE.
The
So,
wasteland was creative.
huh?
The wasteland was creative.
Uh-huh.
I see. I don't know anything about it. So
All right, so we got to wrap up here, right?
It was an
Rob, you have
hour?
a guest. Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
Rob, you have a guest waiting? Is he waiting here?
He should be on his way.
All right.
So,
It's been an hour?
We have to
Yeah.
wrap up.
We got to wrap up here.
I was just getting warmed up.
You know, this is why we need a second show. Be a guest on my show, BTR Lightning, the official spin-off, premiering hopefully this Friday. I don't know.
Maybe,
I can't
let's see.
guarantee it.
We want to know the time length. Go for an hour. Go for an hour.
Oh, no, that's not happening. It's going to be a
Why
5-minute
not?
show on social media.
It's hard to do anything by yourself for like an hour.
I can barely.
Trust me. I've
I was
tried to do
struggling
it.
trying to get the show started at 6 o'clock here by myself. I ain't going to be able to pull it
I
together.
think I could pull the show by not by myself, but
If it's well planned out, then yeah, I could, but I didn't plan it out,
I wouldn't
so.
plan it out either. I would just say, hey everybody, and then go.
Anyways,
what are you gonna talk about?
that's it for us here. You have the video ready? You're gonna play the song?
No, it's not on. There was
He
an
wants
issue
to know
on
if
the-
you're gonna play.
You can't play it?
There was an issue.
You
You
can't
want me
play
to sing it?
You can't play. Can I play it from my phone?
I don't remember how it goes.
Can I play it on the? Can you play it on there? Is there?
Well,
any,
It has to be added to the data library through the computers.
Dear.
Yeah.
Technology. Yuck.
Every day's a
We'll
struggle.
share it on YouTube. We'll share it on
I'll
thing.
post it on
I'll
Twitter.
check in a bit how to.
Next week, you're gonna have that loaded for us, right, Rob? You're gonna get here nice and early, not late like you were today, and then you're gonna get it loaded. All right. Until next time, thank you for joining us. This episode has been too sweet.
See you guys.